gets to worry. But not every human being worries. Yeah, because I, for one, I stopped worrying a long time ago. Anything that I don't have power against in my hands, I don't worry about it. But there are still people out there who still worry like crazy. They worry, and most of the time, the things they worry about are some things that they have no power over. Okay? Worries, doubts, and anxieties are a normal part of life. It is natural to worry about, bills, worry about fees, worry about house rent, and an upcoming job interview or a first date. And worry varies. 16-year-old that is starting to date, you worry about this. What will I wear? They will turn their wardrobe upside down. It's normal to worry. But worry becomes excessive when it is persistent and uncontrollable. You worry every day about what ifs. Yeah, because most of the time that's what worry is about. What if, and then we play up worst case scenarios. You can't get anxious thoughts out of your head, and it interferes with your daily life. Now the reality is constant worrying, negative thinking, and always expecting the worst can take a toll on your emotional and physical health. It can sap your emotional strength, leave you feeling restless and jumpy, cause insomnia, headaches, stomach problem. Yes, so you say worry though. Yes. And muscle tension, and makes it difficult to concentrate at work or school. Yes, worry. You may take your negative feelings out on the people closest to you. Self meditate with alcohol or drugs. That's where all of these musicians freak. They came up with Dance Away Your Sorrow. How possible is that? You dance away your sorrow. The moment you are done dancing, your sorrow will tap you. I'm still here.
So you're dancing. The sorrow becomes your choreography partner. You tango together. And when you're done, say, let's go home.
Yes. So if you're in that space that you worry too much about things, you need to get to that place where you need to stop worrying. Now, why is it so hard to stop worrying? Constant worrying can take a heavy toll. It can keep you up at night and make you tense and edgy during the day. And even though you hate feeling like a nervous wreck, it can still be so difficult to stop. Now, for most chronic warriors, I call them champion warriors, the anxious thoughts are fueled by the beliefs, both negative and positive, that you hold about worrying. Now, what are some of these negative beliefs about worry? You may believe that your constant worrying is harmful, that it's going to drive you crazy or affect your physical health. Or you may worry that you're going to lose all control over your worrying, that it will take over and never stop. While negative beliefs or worrying about worrying adds to your anxiety and keeps worry going, positive beliefs about worrying can be just as damaging. And what are some of these positive beliefs about worry? You may believe that your worrying helps you avoid bad things, prevents problems, prepares you for the worst, or leads to solutions. Maybe you tell yourself that if you keep worrying about a problem long enough, you will eventually be able to figure it out. Or perhaps you convinced that worrying is a responsible thing to do, or the only way to ensure you don't overlook something. It's though it's tough to break the worry habit if you believe that your worrying serves a positive purpose. Now, once you realize that worrying is the problem, not the solution, you can regain control of your worried mind. So, how do you stop worrying? You need to create a daily worry period. Now, this is one thing that um, I've also heard Sean Stevenson practice. Okay, you want to wallow in self-pity, you want to wallow in worry, you want to wallow in oh, look at my life. They say, okay, you have only 10 minutes to do that. So create a worry period. Choose a set time and place for worry. It should be the same every day. Probably if you choose the living room, let it be in the living room. 5 o'clock to 5:10. Once it's 10 minutes past 5, worry time is over. Get up and get out of that place. And early enough that, it won't make you anxious right before bedtime. During your worry period, you are allowed to worry about whatever is on your mind. So the rest of the day, however, is a worry-free zone. So what have you done? You have marked and mapped out worry space. And the mind does not know fiction and reality. Whatever you tell the mind is what it takes, and it runs with it. Number 2, write down your worries. If an anxious thought or worry, comes into your head during the day, make a brief note of it and then continue about your day. Note it. Remind yourself that you would have time to think, or better still, worry about it later. So there's no need to worry about it right now. Okay, so write down your thoughts on a pad or even on your phone or computer. It's much harder work than simply thinking them. So your worries are more likely to lose their power. And number 3, and I'm going to stop here and ask Freak to drop in a few. Yeah, go over your worry list during the worry period. Go over it. If the thoughts you wrote down are still bothering you, allow yourself to worry about them, but only for the amount of time you've specified for your worry period. As you examine your worries in this way, you often find it easier to develop a more balanced perspective. And if your worries don't seem important anymore, simply cut your worry period short and enjoy the rest of your day. Freak?
Yep. Worry. A lot of guys will say, I'm from worry, I know they worry. Worry does not know where you come from. As long as you're human, you're bound to worry. And as the love doctor said, it is normal to worry. But then, immediately